How to prepare for SAT math test. The SAT is a standardized test widely used for college admissions in the United States. It is a pencil and paper test developed and administered by the College Board, a private and non-profit organization. The SAT test is divided into 3 major segments. Mathematics, 2 sections. Reading, writing. There are 2 math sections on the SAT test. Math test section 1, no calculator. This section has 20 questions, 15 multiple choice and 5 grid-in, and lasts 25 minutes. Math test section 2, calculator. This section has 38 questions, 30 multiple choice and 8 grid-in, and lasts 55 minutes. The SAT math test covers a range of math practices including the heart of algebra, passport to advanced math, problem solving and data analysis. In total, the SAT math test is 80 minutes long and includes 58 questions, 45 multiple choice questions and 13 grid-in questions. In an SAT assessment test, all questions are weighted the same, and there is no penalty for wrong answers in SAT test. Start studying for the SAT test. As mentioned, the SAT test consists of 3 parts: reading, writing, and mathematics. But experience has shown that math is the most stressful part for test takers. Perhaps part of this anxiety is due to a lack of understanding of math and part is due to lack of enough practice. When you are learning and practicing math concepts, mathematics becomes interesting and enjoyable for you after a while. Here are the general steps required for the SAT math test, from the preparation stage to the interpretation of the test score. Choose your study programs. There are many prestigious SAT books and study guides that can help you prepare for the test. Most major test preparation companies have some offerings for the SAT, and the short listing of the best book ends up being a puzzling phenomenon. There are also many online SAT courses. If you just started preparing for the SAT course or test and you need a perfect SAT prep book, then SAT Math for Beginners. The ultimate step-by-step guide to preparing for the SAT math test is a perfect and comprehensive prep book for you to master all SAT topics being tested right from scratch. It will help you brush up your math skills, boost your confidence, and do your best to succeed on the SAT test. If you just need an SAT workbook to review the math topics on the test and measure your exam readiness, then try SAT Math Practice Workbook, the most comprehensive review for the math section of the SAT test. You can also use our free SAT worksheets. Have a look at our free SAT worksheets to assess your knowledge of mathematics, find your weak areas, and learn from your mistakes. Change your attitude about math. The SAT math test may seem difficult, but you should know that regardless of your past math experience, all brains have the ability to succeed in math. Practice and effort strengthen the power of your brain. With perseverance, you will get better and better every day. Start practicing today and do not give up until you have made enough progress. Practice with motivation. Just have a little patience and you will see that you will achieve the desired result. If you encounter a problem along the way, no matter how small the problem, do not feel embarrassed. Share your problem with a knowledgeable teacher or counselor. Look at math concepts from a different perspective. Search for concepts in the SAT math test and analyze them. Ask yourself which of the math concepts is more difficult for you or you are not yet familiar with. Take enough time for this part and learn it. In which part of math are you still weak? Have a special plan to read this section so that it eventually becomes your strength. Which part of math has always been easy for you? Do not forget to review this section. Spend some time learning the best strategies for learning math. Knowing the tips in this field will increase your speed in the test. Remember that you should never start learning more advanced concepts without knowing the basics of math. This may discourage you. It will also waste your valuable time. Check the differences between the concepts of the different parts of mathematics. For example, heart of algebra questions focuses more on linear equations, while passport to advanced math questions relate to nonlinear expressions. 90% of your questions are at the heart of algebra. Passport to advanced math, or problem solving and data analysis. The remaining 10% are simply categorized as additional topics. These topics include geometry, trigonometry, and problems with complex numbers.